Alright, so we're ready. We're going to get started on our holiday lights today. So this is what our final product is going to look like. A plain black piece of paper that has probably about 6 bulbs on there, and then it actually really looks like the bulbs are glowing. That's what we're going for. So for the bulbs themselves, we're going to be using oil pastel, and then to create that glow effect, we're going to use chalk pastel too. But chalk pastel and oil pastel don't really get along very well. They both are very smudgy and kind of difficult materials. They're going to get our hands pretty dirty. So we're going to actually need 2 pieces of paper. I've got a background piece of paper, and that's where my chalk is going to go, but then the bulbs are going to go on a separate piece. So we're going to start today with a piece of paper like this. And we're using black because surprisingly, the chalk and the oil pastel show up really nice and bright on black, and then it kind of looks like it's nighttime and our bulbs are shining. So you're going to get to choose one of the tracers here, and you can either use a pencil or you can use a white colored pencil, or this one is actually a white charcoal pencil. You can see that the pencil, it shows up just enough, but the chalk or the colored pencils are going to show up even better. So I'm going to go around the rest of them with this. Now, like I said originally, we want to have about 6 bulbs. You can have some upside down like this if you want to, however you think that they're going to fit, okay? It's better to err on the side of really close together than to run out when we get towards the end here. So I'm going to make sure my last one's here pretty close. That first one I put too far over probably. But we want at least 6. And then as I'm doing this, I'm going to start thinking about the colors that I might want for my bulbs. So if you want them all to be just like yellow or white, that's totally fine, because some people have bulbs like that are up around the holidays, but you could also think of what colors that you're going to want. So when we color them in, we're actually going to leave this little square rectangle part at the bottom completely black. We're just coloring in the top. So I'm going to go ahead and get out an orange first, and I'm going to fill in that entire circle. And when I get down towards the bottom here, I'm just going to kind of go around it, okay? And I'm going to fill that in as best as I can. So that's going to be the colored part of our bulb, okay? The bottom part of it, the base, typically you have like 2 or 3 lines down there. Oops, I went out. That's okay. I'm going to cut it out anyway. But typically we're going to have 2 or 3 lines down there to make it look like you're able to actually screw it in. Okay, and they can be straight lines or curved lines, but they should go from one edge to the other. And then we're going to add the filament too. It's kind of hard to see on this color, but I've kind of got like a ribbon type shape there. And then if I want it to look really fancy, I can also add a highlighter, a white spot up towards the top there. On either side, it doesn't matter. Okay, but then I would just keep going. I can choose whichever colors that I want to, and I'm going to follow that same process the entire time. Now, we're not going to cut these out right away. In fact, that's going to be one of our very last steps that we follow. In the next video, I'll show you how we're going to add the chalk pastel. Once we're completely done with the chalk and the oil pastel, that's when we'll cut them out and glue them on. Like I said at the beginning of the video, both of these materials are really messy, so we want to make it as easy as we possibly can on ourselves. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep coloring them all in just like that.